as you can see, the mist beacon plumbing is controlled by these flight controls, and they're controlled with my feet. So we control them down the straightaway by keeping the boat off the water, which makes it fast, but not too off the water, which makes it crash. So then we get down to the corner, and when we turn into the corner, we want it to stay on the water, but then at the same time, as it gets partway through the turn, we want to add more lift or more up elevator in an airplane to keep the nose up and to make it go faster around the turn. And you can see that happening too. So it's a real integral part of how the mist beacon plumbing runs and what makes it fast or not. So all this is real complicated, but without the help of Bill Cahill and all the employees of Beacon Plumbing, couldn't happen. Kelly and Sharon, support us. Bill Cahill supports them. Makes the whole world go round. And thank you, Seattle, for supporting Beacon Plumbing. They do a lot for us. They do a lot for the community. And looking forward to the race.
Good? Okay.
Somebody interrupted me. I know.
Jimmy Shane, Home Street Bank, looking good. He is looking good. He set a course record for qualifying yesterday morning, over 157 miles an hour for Jimmy Shane and Miss Home Street. He may be the favorite this weekend.
And Dave Bullock still getting the job done in the Beacon Plumbing, and this guy's been doing it a long time.
Without a doubt, he's the winningest driver of all time, let alone number of heats. I think it's 60-something heats or races he's won. So he's out for bear. Beacon Plumbing is a great sponsor, and we're looking forward to these guys in the future.
Dave Bullock, 68 years old.
It's crazy.
How come you're still not out there, Dave?
Well, no, Dave's racer. I'm not.
Get out of here. All right, Jeff Bernard and a Goodman Real Estate. He looks good too, Mark.
Yep, he is a fast boat. That is one of the Miss Madison boats. He's a teammate of Jimmy Shane's, and he ran very well in some heat racing that we had Saturday afternoon. I wouldn't count Jeff Bernard out. He's a very experienced and savvy driver.
So is J. Michael Kelly, Boitano Home State.
Yeah, he's really good, without a doubt, to drive anything. A couple weeks ago, he was at Nationals. He won some national hydroplane events with outboards. His son is an awesome racer, and he did really good in the outboards too as well. But he's a definitely guy to watch. He can drive anything under him.
Well, there's a lot of local drivers, a lot of local races. There's a lot of local owners in this sport. Jamie Nielsen's one of those guys. He's driving the old cannery furniture warehouse boat.
And Jamie is a fast shoe, also an excellent baseball player. He actually was drafted by the Kansas City Royals. Look for him to try to get to that inside lane. He doesn't quite have the much speed as some of the other guys, but he also knows how to get around the course and keep some people outside of it.
How important is that inside lane, Dave?
Well, at this race course, it can be very important. Lane 2 is probably the fastest lane. So if you look at who's, the white flag just came up, so they're all legal. They just, there it looks like J. Michael Kelly's grabbed the inside. Oh, that looks like Bernard's on the inside lane. So he's grabbed the inside. Looks like we've got J. Michael Kelly coming up to grab lane 2.
Jimmy Shane hot-footing it around South Turn. We do want to let our viewers know there is a rule in place. In the 5-minute period before the start, the boats cannot go under 80 miles an hour, and they are checked by telemetry when they get back to the dock after the heat. So they're very careful, because if you go under 80 miles an hour for more than 1 or 2 seconds, you're actually disqualified. You might jump the gun, but you'll be disqualified. So we're about 20 seconds away from the start, and they are a little bit early. Just a little bit early.
They're going to be creeping up to that line. Jimmy Shane looks like he's going to have a wire. Bill Walk's going to have a wire.
Got a lot of speed on the outside. Coming down. Start finish line. This is going to be a tremendous race. Tremendous race. Dave Billwalk was the guy who led them across the line and down to the south turn. But it's Jimmy Shane. Start is going to be under review. It was that close. Shane leads him off the turn. Up the backstretch. Out of the south turn. It's Jimmy Shane. He is leading. Well, he's leading. J. Michael Kelly is on the inside, and he's only a couple, 3 boat lengths behind. So here's a great race for first place. Jimmy Shane on the outside of J. Michael Kelly and those orange tail feathers.
And Jeff Bernard on the inside. He's in a tough spot right now. If they hold him in tight, he's going to have a lot less acceleration off the corner. Look at Jeff's holding tight right against the buoys.
Oh, Shane didn't leave him much room at all coming off that turn. J. Michael Kelly in second place, and I don't know where Jeff Bernard is going to go because his lane just went away. Your leader at the end of lap number 1 is the Miss Home Street, Jimmy Shane, with about a 6 or 7 boat length lead. Through the south turn just that fast, and off the turn and up the backstretch. It is Jimmy Shane in the lead in the Miss Home Street.
Bill Walk's running around probably about 180 miles an hour in lane 6, but Jamie Nielsen, inside of him in the slop, is only with about a riser tail behind him. So it's a good race there from the back. But again, this is a long weekend. All 5 boats are going to be in the finals, so it's kind of a chess match right now.
J. Michael Kelly trying to catch up to Jimmy Shane. Kelly is still a little ways behind, and Shane, listen to him, a lot of room around that north turn. Shane knows he's got speed, he's got the boat ride, and he gets the boat up a little bit higher. That boat, where the nose comes up, he's got that canard, and J. Michael Kelly flying the boat as they come across the line to end lap number 2. There's J. Michael Kelly. He got the boat up in the air. He's got a wing on the front of that boat that can help get the boat up through the turn. Then you want to make sure it can fly up the backstretch and down the front straightaway. Jimmy Shane is your leader right now on the race course on lap number 3. There's
J. Michael Kelly sneaking up on the inside. He's within ship distance here. If Jimmy Shane messes up this corner, J. Michael could snap it. But I do think Jimmy's in the driver's seat.
Seeing a little more speed from J. Michael Kelly in this race than we saw on the testing and qualifying time trials. And there goes Jimmy Shane right by him on the outside. Everybody apparently is going to run an extra lap.
They all jumped. That's actually okay because now they can all still race.
Extra laps for the 1, the 9, and the 40. So right now it is
the 11 and the 91.
11 and the 91 who are back markers right now. Look at J. Michael Kelly and Jimmy Shane. They are side by side as they come down to
Mark. The big story here is it looks like Jeff Bernard is in the lead. If we got that right from the call.
Well, J. Michael Kelly and they are putting on a whale of a race. You watch these guys fly these boats up the backstretch. Kelly is about 3 boat lengths behind. They have an extra lap to run, but they're still pouring it on. Shane on the outside, Kelly on the inside as they come to the north turn. We are seeing a great boat race. Now Shane gives him a lot of room on the inside. J. Michael Kelly can tighten up. He is a master of painting the buoys as they come across that exit buoy from the north turn. Down the front straightaway they come. Shane is now pulled out to a little bit more of a lead, but we know that he has got an extra lap to run. So does J. Michael Kelly, and so does Dave Billwalk in the U40. Checkered flag coming up, but it won't be for these 2 front-running boats. We'll see if it's Jeff Bernard. Jamie Nielsen as they come off the turn, looking at J. Michael Kelly coming up the backstretch. But your winner is going to be, it looks like Jeff Bernard. We're watching Dave Billwalk right now. But it looks like Jeff Bernard because the other 3 jumped the gun. It looks like it will be Jeff Bernard and then Jamie Nielsen. First 2 finishers now. We've got another podium finisher coming. And we'll see that could very well be Jimmy Shane in the Miss Home Street.
This is the kind of stuff I thought might happen because of these guys. It's like the final heat, every heat here this weekend. And
there's Jeff Bernard.
Again, they came up a little bit early. It's only about a 10-second run off the exit. They were there in like 14 seconds. So that's hard.
Goodman Real Estate. Back. You are a superhero, Cabezón. You're the Blue Beetle.
Back after this.
We start talking about it a little bit. So, J. Michael Kelly moves on 1 minute. 1 minute to the start of our first heat of match racing here on Saturday at the Home Street Nightclub at Seafair. Up the backstretch, Jamie Nielsen driving the 11th, the Old Cannery Furniture Warehouse. Your teammate, J. Michael Kelly, behind him and to his right. He will stay on the outside.
He will be on the outside in that Boitano Holmes boat, but he's going to come with a full head of steam at that start-finish, I guarantee you.
Top end of the race course. Again, the idea, put your boat on the line, full song, with a lot of clean water, and right when the clock strikes 0. Top end of the race course, coming up on 20 seconds until our start. This is where the timing marks are really critical. How long does it take you to get from the exit pin to the start-finish line? Nielsen is at that exit pin right now. Kelly's coming on the outside. We are inside 10 seconds until our start. We're inside 5. We are 4, 3, 10 seconds, 1, mark. And we are racing here in our first heat of match racing at the Home Street Bank Cup at Seafair. And it's Nielsen with a good start, Corey. He's down there with about a 2-boat length lead.
He has rolling that boat down to that first turn. It's a good start. They got Mike on the outside. Jamie's out front right now. I can see Mike in the rooster tail, but Jamie is leading this race right now.
And it's only a 2-lap shootout, and it is the Old Cannery Furniture Warehouse and Jamie Nielsen on the outside. But you could see J. Michael Kelly coming on the outside. I think we can see him a little bit on the angle now. When they get to the exit pin, they're going to be dead even, and there is Mike with him. Perfect racing here to begin our racing action on the Ted Jones race course. They're going to come down to put the first lap into the book, and it looks like Kelly may have gotten around Nielsen, but Nielsen, Corey, he's got that all-important inside lane.
He's going to make up some ground on that inside lane for sure. J. Michael is flying that boat like you wouldn't believe. He's coming in about to make his turn at the entrance with Jamie on the inside, but Jamie's not going away, and Jamie will not go away. So let's see what happens when he comes out of this turn. There's Jamie in the lead. There's Mike coming around the corner. So it's going to be a great next lap.
Deck racing here to open our show with the H1 Unlimited on the water in the match race. This is the final lap. Remember, these are 2-lap shootouts, so they're going to come down and pick up the checkered flag. Kelly now has opened up about 3 or 4 boat lengths at the top end of the race course, but to Corey Peabody's point, Jamie Nielsen is not going to go away. He's going to stay tight to the buoy row and charge to the start-finish line when it looks like J. Michael Kelly will have enough to hold him off. Kelly driving the Boitano Holmes is going to be our first victor in our match racing today. The Old Cannery Furniture Warehouse, the U11, and Jamie Nielsen will come home in second place. Corey, that was awesome.
That was a great first heat. I'm telling you, I bet you anything I can go down there and talk to Mike, and he's going to say he was stressed out beyond belief. Those 2 laps are hard. They're scary. You want the win, but you just want to get that win for your team, but there's not a lot of time to make up. So that was a great heat.
Now, the match race format. We start talking about it a little bit. So, J. Michael Kelly moves on. He moves on to the next round. But Jamie Nielsen is not out of this yet. He gets one more chance and a last chance heat to make it into the final. This is what I like about this format. We get some racing on the water. It's the blood pumping a little bit. We've already got boats dumped in the water now for our upcoming heat, so the racing continues. Let's put 2 more out there and do it again. I like it.
I got my first Botox cosmetic treatment.
Good down through the lower end of the race course here and up to the top end. Next time they cross start finish line, we'll be racing in our 2-lap shootout format. We are inside 1 minute to the start. 50 seconds. I like where they are, Corey.
Yeah, they're in perfect spot. Jeff's up there. He's got a little bit of lead on Jimmy. Jimmy's starting to speed it up a little bit, but they'll get up there to about 125 maybe to the entrance. I'm thinking maybe a little bit, maybe 120. We'll see, but they're gonna come off that entrance and then they're gonna, let's see where we're at, 125. Yeah, 25. They're gonna hit that exit and they're gonna be on the throttle.
Coming up on 20 seconds to the start. You heard Corey say he likes where they are. The idea, put your boat on the start-finish line when the clock strikes 0 and have a boatload of boat speed. It's Bernard in 1. It's Shane in 2. We're inside 10 seconds. Want to hit the line at full song. Inside 5 seconds. We're 3, 2 seconds, 1 mark. And we are racing here in heat 2 of our shootout. And Corey Peabody, they come down to the lower corner. They're dead even at the entrance bend.
It's been a good start. So Jeff Bernard in lane 1 comes into the turn and comes out of turn 1 in first place. Just going to dump that wing and keep that boat floating. But you can see Jimmy on the outside there. You see that powder blue coming at him.
Look at the acceleration of the powder blue home street. Jimmy Shane showing a lot of speed up the backstretch, but he's now not walking away at the top end speed at the top end of the race course. Remember, we only go around twice, and Jeff is right with it. He's about a boat length and a half back. Shane leaving him plenty of room, driving him clean. They come off the top end of the race course. Home Street Bank on the outside. Goodman Real Estate on the inside. They complete lap number 1. There's only one more to go, Corey.
One more to go. Jeff better get, because he needs to go. Jimmy is rolling down that front stretch going into turn 1. We'll see how it comes out of this corner. We can't see with the rooster tail and all the water flying, but Jeff Bernard is still out front right now, so Jimmy's got to make up some ground coming out this backstretch.
And this is the importance of that inside lane we've been talking about. You see the blue air scoop of the home street from our angle here. He's moving out a little bit on Jeff, but it's close. That inside lane is so important and so valuable. Jeff is right with him, just as he was the previous lap. He's about 2, maybe 3 boat lengths back. Now it's going to be pure acceleration up the top end of the course. Bernard paints the buoy in the goal in the Goodman Real Estate, but I think he's going to give it up to Jimmy Shane in the home street. But this one is close. But the victory will go to the U1, the home street Jimmy Shane. Just too much speed, but Corey Peabody, another outstanding 2-lap duel in our shootout.
That was a great race for the Miss Madison team. Both boats did it. They hung it out there. They get a great show for the fans. And what a run by Jeff Bernard. Very impressed. And hopefully he can keep that going and get that win in the match final.
J. Michael Kelly, Boitano Homes, U9, lane 1, lane 2, U40, Beacon Plumbing, Dave Villwalk, coming up on a minute 10 until our start. 3, 2, 1, mark. 1 minute. 1 minute. White flag goes up on the race course. Now it's a matter of where do they want to be at the entrance pin this time around, and exit pin, and then I know where they want to be when the clock strikes 0.
Yeah, the nice thing about the non-80 mile an hour rule right now is they can slow down as much as they want. It doesn't matter, but you know, some of these things happen in the 80 mile an hour rule. You threw yourself out of the race before it started, but now they can slow down. They can get up here. They'll start putting their foot into it here pretty soon, because they should have been at the, if they were 80 mile an hour, they would have been at that start, that entrance right there at 30 seconds. They're there at 20, so you're actually going to get to see a pretty decent start, I believe, when they pop off this exit buoy.
It is time to go. It's heat 3 of the showdown format. Boitano Homes and J. Michael Kelly, Beacon Plumbing, and Dave Villwalk. Inside 10 seconds to the start. We are 3 seconds, 2, 1, mark. It looks like Dave Villwalk's going to get the jump in the U40. Beacon Plumbing getting across the start-finish line first. Got a mighty nice looking boat ride. But Kelly's right with him on the inside. Back about 3 boat lengths, Corey.
It's a good start. It's a legal start, and Dave Villwalk on the outside there showed J. Michael Kelly just what kind of speed he has. He's rolling up that backstretch with Mike on his inside, but man, Dave Villwalk is just flying that boat.
He is flying a boat. He's got about a 3-boat length lead at the 3/4 mark of the backstretch in front of all those boats on the logboat. But you see the importance of that inside lane. Look at Kelly hang right with it. He's back about 2 boat lengths. That is all. Billwalk driving him clean, leaving him plenty of room on the inside lane. Now they're going to put down with the first one in the book. They get the white flag. There's only one more to go. But Dave Billwalk is really rolling, Corey.
Dave is showing what he can do. A 67 win racer right there. So he's on that outside, not letting anything stop him from beating J. Michael Kelly. But Mike with the inside lane is now, I believe he's out in front of Dave right now, but now you see the orange coming from the outside, man. Dave's putting his foot into it, but Mike has a lot of speed from half track to the entrance, so we'll see what happens on this backstretch right here.
Yeah, top end speed looks to be really strong in the United Boy Cattle Home. J. Michael Kelly trying to run down Dave Billwalk. If he's going to do it, he's going to have to do it at the top end. He is pulled up dead even. They're going to get to the exit pit. Actually, Kelly's going to get there first by about a half a boat length. Got the acceleration to the finish line. So far, we have seen that Billwalk has had it, and I think he might, but man, they are close. It is too close to pull. I'm not sure if I have the victory. I think the Beacon Plumbing and Dave Billwalk was the victor, and he was.
That was a heck of a race.
Holy cow, sorry to jump on that. I'm excited about
Jump
that.
Jump away.
Wow.
That was a great heat. That was well driven by both drivers.
What a corner at the top end of the race course by JMK. You mentioned it going up the backstretch that he had great top end speed. He was able to carry that speed into the corner, pull up alongside, and he actually at one point I think had a slight lead over Dave. But it was that darn acceleration on that 40 that got him to the finish line just ahead of Mike. That was good.
That was a great heat. Way to go, guys.
Yes.
Only $2.69. This trendy polo shirt has sold more than 3,900 sold on Temu. 4 colors to choose. Soft and comfy. Download and shop on Temu now.
Jamie's got to come rolling all the way down. We'll see what Jeff Bernard does behind him. Then J. Michael Kelly coming up behind the pack. Anything you look for here, Corey?
I'm just looking at Jamie and thinking he's got it either right at 80 miles an hour, but he's early in my eyes. Jeff's been in a good spot. Mike's in the best spot, if you ask me.
But if they stay in these lanes...
Well, you see Jamie, he just went way out. So he's trying to scrub as much speed as he can. So Mike's right on the buoys, and Mike's in the best spot. Even Jeff's going out there. So Mike's looking good.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting up the backstretch. This is that fight for lane piece to the puzzle. We are inside 1 minute to the start. 1 minute. And right now we're down to 50 seconds. 3 boats. We're going to go 2 times around the race course. We're fighting for lanes. First and second place finishers are going to join our field in the winner-take-all final. Up the backstretch now with 39 seconds. Still Jamie out front of the pack, then Jeff, then Mike. We'll see how they fan out in the lanes when they come down off the top end of the race course.
Jamie was able to do a pretty good job at scrubbing a lot of speed, but he's going to come around that corner, and these guys are going to go blowing by him at the start because he's pretty early.
But he's going to leave it in lane 1. So Jamie is going to sit in lane number 1, still coming down with 14 seconds. Looks like Jeff's going to run in lane 2. JFK is going to be on the outside. Looking at the watch, we're inside 10 seconds. Here comes the count. Here comes the boat speed. We are 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2, 1. Mark. And it's going to be Jeff Bernard with the boat speed from lane 2. He's going to roll by Nielsen. So is J. Michael Kelly. The start is under review, Corey. So we got to monitor the radio, but all 3 of them hit the corner together. But Jeff Bernard had a beauty of a start if it was legal.
He was out there. He was the first one across the line, I believe, but I can't tell from where we are. But Jamie's running a great race there in the lane 1, but Jeff is really pulling away from all these guys.
Yeah, Jeff pulling away, and you can see J. Michael Kelly on the outside. You can see him through the rooster tail of Jeff Bernard and the Goodman Real Estate. And they have a penalty on the U11. The old Cannery Furniture Warehouse has jumped the gun. The other 2 boats are apparently legal. So it is Jeff Bernard coming down to put 1 in the books. And again, Corey, there's only 1 more to go. This is a 2-lap shootout.
That's right. So right now, these guys are going for it. So Jamie jumping the gun, and these 2 are automatically in the final. So they need to make sure they watch their lights and keep their run legal so nobody gets kicked out after the gun jump of Jamie.
So this is the final lap, and if we have the information about the U11, so do our two drivers out front, J. Michael Kelly. Remember, both of them would advance to the final should they finish in this order. But right now, it is the Goodman Real Estate and Jeff Bernard by about a rooster tail and a half up the backstretch over J. Michael Kelly running on the outside. He's running a bigger race course than everybody else. Knowing Mike, he's going to give this a valiant effort, but I think also at some point he's just got to say, go ahead, go. I'll take the second place in advance. Here comes your apparent winner of our last chance heat. It is Jeff Bernard in the U91 Goodman Real Estate. Nice boat race, flying it as he comes across start finish. Then it is J. Michael Kelly finishing in second place. Jamie Nielsen will come down and finish in third. We are being told by the officials Jamie does not have to run an extra lap. They're not going to make him take a third lap. So that was the finish right there. The U91 in first place, Goodman Real Estate. Second goes to J. Michael Kelly in the U9. That's the Boitano Home. And the U11, Old Cannery Furniture Warehouse, will come home third. That's on the water. They've still got to go through tech inspection.
There's another part of this, which is the tech truck. So, you know, nothing's official until it's actually official. These, they got to watch their lights, they got to watch their fuel, their N2s, and all that stuff. There's a lot going on in these cockpits of these boats, and it's very stressful when you're trying to run these types of speeds on the rules that we have, and watching the fuel and watching the N2 while you're driving these boats, and also driving around people. It's pretty difficult. Yeah, Dave's cutting the course at 3 minutes 25 seconds. He's going to come in here. He's got to watch out for Jimmy right here. Dave does not have a lane right now until he passes 2 buoys. That's per the rule book. So let's pay attention to that. Right now, where Dave is could be Jimmy's lane until he passes those 2 buoys.
Well, Jimmy's going to continue hard down here to the lower corner. Dave will let him go and stay on an inside line. Meanwhile, coming slowly down the front straightaway, your teammate, J. Michael Kelly, driving the U9 Boitano Homes, and cutting the course behind him is Jeff Bernard in the 91, the Goodman Real Estate. So looking at the watch here, I got 2:45, 42:45 to our start.
See Mike coming down here. He's probably going to try to get to the entrance around 2:30, 2:33. It'll be 2:36. So I think he's going to exit probably about 2:21. Jeff Bernard just cut the course, but I think that puts Jeff a little early on my timing marks. Jeff is a little early. I think Jimmy should cut. Oh, there you go. Jimmy's cut right now. That puts Jimmy in a good spot as well. Dave will probably cut here.
Here comes Dave. And he's going to come all the way down.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. So let the drama begin.
Yes.
Still 2 minutes and 5 seconds to our start.
I think Mike's going to get, I think they'll get to, let's see, the entrance up there to about 1:49. Mike will. What does he get? Is that 52, 50? Yeah, he's right there, right about there. So on my timing marks, they're right about where they should be, just a tick early, but that's okay. If they're cruising around about 85 miles an hour, he has the ability to slow down. But it looks like Mike's jumping into 1 here. He's getting it a squirt.
Here comes Dave. But he's got to come behind everybody. Yeah, right now. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. This could be fun. J. Michael Kelly right now is sitting in lane 1. Jeff Bernard is in 2. Jimmy Shane has slotted himself into home street in lane 3 with Dave Billwalk on the outside. Now watch Jimmy. The door is open, and he is going to walk into and claim lane 2. And Jeff Bernard's going to go way wide and deep into the corner as we approach the 1 minute mark in 2-1 mark. 1 minute.
Yeah, I mean, Mike is a little bit early, but I think he's got enough. I think he's going enough where he can scrub the speed. But Jeff was a little early too. But I don't know if we needed to go that wide. But we're going to find out.
Going to find out real quick. Your lanes right now, and they establish them at the top end of the race course, but nobody's going to make any moves between here and there. J. Michael Kelly and the Boitano Homes is going to be in lane number 1. Lane number 2 is going to go to Jimmy Shane and the Miss Home Street. Lane 3 is going to go to Dave Billwalk. And the U40, the Beacon Plumbing, and on the outside is going to be Jeff Bernard in the U91, the Goodman Real Estate. On my watch, we got 24 seconds to go until the start. All 4 boats up at the top end of the race course. Kelly's going to come off the pin first. He may have to hold back just a bit. The others may bring a little bit more boat speed. All 4 of them coming up on 10 seconds until the start. You want to be on the line with a lot of boat speed. Coming up on 5 seconds, we are 4, 3, 2, 1 mark, and we are racing in the final heat of our Showdown Series. Jimmy Shea got a good start, but look at the boat speed from Dave Milwaukee and the U40, the Beacon Plumbing on the outside, lane 3. Kelly buried on the inside. We'll see who comes out first. You're going to look at Jimmy Shea off to his left, and on the inside is J. Michael Kelly in the Boitano home, and somewhere out there is the bright orange of the U40, the Beacon Plumbing. It's a good start, a legal start, Corey.
That's good. You see Jimmy Shane really putting the pulse of these guys. He's out there just showing how much power he has. We've got J. Michael inside. I can't see Dave, but I'm going to look for his tail. I can see Dave. Him and Mike are about deck to deck with Dave on the outside, but that shows how much speed Dave has. So we're going to come around the corner, and Jimmy's going to just say, I'm going to town, boys, and he is running that boat down this front stretch right now.
Remember, fans, we're going to go 3 times around. Shane with about 3/4 of a rooster tail. Great racing there for second place. Kelly on the inside. Phil Walk on the outside. Is Phil Walk by about a boat length and a half over Kelly on the inside, but Phil Walk's driving that bigger race course. Kelly having the advantage of being on the inside lane. Shane driving it clean, giving him room in there. Kelly's able to close up in the corners, Corey, but then Jimmy starts legging it out on the straightaway.
He's going to leg it out, and I have a feeling he's going to make Mike pay for being in the lane 1 right here, up here in this turn 2 here. So we're going to see. I'm thinking Jimmy's going to get.
Feed your taste for adventure with the freshest local foods from QFC.
I know everything about my new furniture business. Well, everything except the whole business part.
Not anymore. With QuickBooks, you can confident.
Well, did he do it? No.
He's going to keep him honest up there, but he's still giving him plenty of room. Mike is tight to the buoy rope, coming down to pick up a white flag and put one more lap in the books. And Jimmy Shea and his home streak will start the final lap. Remember, we go 3 times around, so they are on the final lap, the checkered flag lap. Now, it is Milwaukee opened up a couple of boat lengths on Kelly. But Kelly now, this is where he makes up ground on the inside with that lane position. Dave's running a mighty big race course, but he's carrying a lot of speed, Corey.
He's got a lot of speed. You can see he's pulling ahead of Mike right now. But like you said, he's got that inside lane. Mike does, but Jimmy's got overlap, so he can move over if he wants. We'll see what happens. I was thinking it was going to happen last time around, but it didn't. But Mike sure is getting some rough water in there. It's making it so Dave can keep that thing wound up. But as you can see, Dave's not running away, and Mike's just hanging it in there.
Here we come to pick up a checkered flag. Jimmy Shea driving the U1. The Miss Home Street is going to claim the victory here, at least on the water. Second place, I believe, is going to go to Dave Milwaukee in the U40, the Beacon Plumbing. Our angle is not good, but I think Dave Milwaukee in the U40 was able to pick up second place on the H1 radio. He did. So our first place finisher on the water, the U1, the Miss Home Street, Jimmy Shea, he was dominant. He had a great start, Corey. And that's the first piece to the puzzle, and he nailed that part.
He did nail it. I don't like how Jeff went out wide on that before that. You know, it happens, but I think he was in an all right spot. But it happens, and tough one for Jeff. But they put on a great show.
They did put on a very good show. So
lineup, we have the Executone fastest qualifier in that fleet. It is driven by George Johnson. We have the Miss Renault, and of course, Brendan Jones is having some difficulty getting started. Princess Yachts, KISW Miss Rock, Mr. Otto, and the Island Securities rounds out Heat 1A. Let's look at the drivers. There's the Executone warming up in the background, and let's take a look at the drivers now. In the Island Security, who just qualified just on Friday, Miss Evans, Terry Turner in the twin-engine U5.
It was extremely frustrating. I kept watching, kept trying to get the thing started. Finally, the 1 minute gun went off. And I was real upset, but it made me even madder when I turned around and see the ship was still sitting at the dock. It was a real giveaway.
Ship may still have a little bit of a problem.
This may be more serious than this kind of trouble starting.
It still really is not on what I would consider a point. You probably get the black flag for running like that.
That's correct, John.
Budweiser and the Squire going by him. He's still not going. Down to a minute and a half. Got 30 seconds.
You don't think at all that this could be a possum deal, do you, John?
I don't think so.
I really don't think so. Not this late in the game after all the problems that everyone's had. I'm sure the Chip wants to get that thing running and get it up on a plane and not to play a game. He's for real right now.
What is he trying to do in there? Not getting too technical, Steve and John.
Well, I think he's probably just trying to get the motor spooled up enough and get the thing cleaned up enough to where he can get it up on a plane and get it running. Maybe using some nitrous to do that.
Some of the choppy water now as we hit the 1 minute gun. Live from the Squire shop at Earl Hall, the rookie driving that boat.
What a fantastic picture that is. You can see how badly that boat bounces around, or all the boats do. Look at the camera in relation to the horizon. We get a shot of it actually. He gets running. You can see how that boat bounces from side to side.
And to his immediate right is the Budweiser going down the backstretch. They just went past the Tempest. The Atlas up in the north turn. He's still not really going yet. No.
Looks like Milner maybe run on the inside lane this time.
Milner Irvin rather. He is on the inside right now in the Miss Renault. That is the boat you see just going by the buoys now. The Rooster tail way back, yes, that's the Atlas van line. Here we go with the start of the race. Down to 11 seconds.
Really appears to
Atlas van line, he is now running. Maybe he was playing possum. Let's wait and see. Here we go, the start of the final. The good start. Way back from the boat, starting right now. There's the center side. They pull out the lead freeway. Look at the leaders. They're going to the top half of the inside. That's where we know the Squire. We also know the Budweiser's up there. We know we have the 8 outside. That silver way on the outside is Steve Hill. And we'll identify now as the Budweiser comes around and goes down the back to the lead coast. Way in the back, that's the Atlas van line. Second place, Jack Cooper. American Speedy Quinny in second place here is the lead for the Budweiser. Good race for second and third. I'm putting up the Squires down on the inside of the second place coast. That's the American Speedy Auto. There we go. And that's what all is looking at. The Budweiser in front of us. The American Speedy putting to the right side as he gets now over the wake of the Budweiser. 3 seconds leading now for the Budweiser over the American Speedy Quinny. Budweiser just slamming into the north turn and lap number 1 here in the final for 1983. Second place, American Speedy Quinny was Jack Nickel Jr. The Squires got that man in third place. Earl Hall. The rookie out of West Virginia. Here the top Budweiser, the city lap number 1. Second place, Jack Nickel Jr. American Speedy Auto. And third place, just stay behind the play with the Squires. Third place, Earl, Good place coming around is the Budweiser. They stop here for the second. Back to the leader, the Budweiser, going into the south turn, lap number 2. 123, 123 miles per hour for that first lap of the Budweiser. That being crushed terribly hard. Again, beautiful pictures for the Squires. He holds on to third place. Earl Hall staying right up next to the American Speedy Quinny just on the inside. Earl Hall looking to the left, trying to go on the inside, see if there's room. In the meantime, the Budweiser. The boat is might be retired this year, possibly the Budweiser next year is the boat this winter.
There's a big now. It's got the Alabama going out the west running it up and getting 8-6. Just down the cover, down the lower fourth there. Yeah.
The Budweiser, and look at the Budweiser slowing down a bit. Jack Cooper Jr. hanging on, going around the outside of the north turn. He's the boat in the middle. The Squire on the right, the Budweiser in the lead. That's it, lap number 2. Just one now, the Budweiser. Squire drops third place. 3-second lead for the Budweiser. Ahead of Jack Cooper.
Jack Cooper and American Speedy Quinny.
He's moving on well, isn't he? 112 mile an hour lap for the Budweiser. He may be having trouble. He's slowing down. Look at this. American Speedy Quinny going along the Budweiser. It looks like yes, but not taking to go over the south turn. We're on lap number 3. The Budweiser holding on, trying to keep the American Speedy Quinny on his hip as he possibly can. The Budweiser, nice turn by Papa. The Atlas van line just completing lap number 2. 15 to have that boat running again. Let's see if. Oh, there's the lead. Oh, behind the Rooster tails, the American Speedy Quinny. Comes up, seems to have bought himself for more time and a little bit more lead in that last particular turn. There's the second place boat. Jack Cooper.
We'll be right back with heats 2A and 2B of the 1981 Gold Cup race right after this. To be a repeat of heat 1A by the lineup, but it was the Miss Rock KISW rather than the K.
Come on,
Reese's, did you really wake up looking like this? Smoking.
Down. A good way to start the day for Mark. Several boat lengths on it now, but for one. Lane 2 is the Pepsi American Spirit, Mark Evans driving the U50. Lane 3 is the Winston Eagle with Mark Tate, the U10. Lane 4 is the Super Range Golf Boat, George Woods Jr., the driver. That's the U8. In lane number 5, the U12, Miss Budweiser, Scott Pierce, the driver of the boat. And in lane number 6, the U24, oh boy, Alberto Pork Jerky, Mike Egret is the driver.
And Mike is the closest to the shore. He's the pace boat on this flag shark. Are they lined up? Referee takes a look. Looking for the green flag. Here it comes. The race is on. Out of lane number 3, shoots the Winston Eagle down the corner number 1 deck.
Out of lane number 5, the Miss Budweiser is coming up on the outside of the Winston Eagle. Mark Tate trying to hold him off. It's going to be tight through that turn, but you can see Miss Budweiser getting a little bit of light on the outside, trying to stay just on the edge of that rooster tail. Tim will point out again that rooster tail can be like a weapon out there. It's equivalent to something like 7 tons of water coming off of that boat. So the Miss Budweiser wants to ride on the edge but not catch any of it because it could literally throw the boat over. You can see the Miss Budweiser coming up now about a boat length behind the Winston Eagle in second place.
Mark Tate is the leader in high points for driver championship coming into this event by 614 points, but he has an extra race under his belt over Scotty Pierce, who did not compete in Hawaii for the point race last November.
Mark Tate getting very light coming out of the turn. Second place is the Miss Budweiser, Scott Pierce, and in third it is Mark Evans in the American Spirit boat. Now you can see the Miss Budweiser coming up on the outside. They're just about even Steven as Mark Tate pushes the Winston Eagle just a little bit harder. Got a little bit light, but look at the Miss Budweiser. She's got a little bit of rough water on the outside. A great aerial shot to show you how this course looks and how the boats are negotiating. You can see at the very top of your screen the two boats just about side by side. So far, Mark Tate has held off the challenge of the Miss Budweiser.
Here on lap number 2, watch Mark Tate take the Winston Eagle into corner number 3. He hangs it on the hook, and up comes a second rooster tail. And that's a lot of water, Dick, as he comes down to complete lap number 2 of 5.
A little bit better control that time around. As you can see, the Miss Budweiser has dropped back several boat lengths on it now, but don't discount him yet. He's got a ways to go. It's a 5-lap race. We're just completing lap number 2. So Scott Pierce, if he sees good water ahead of him, has plenty of power to punch it right up there and try to race him again. But for the moment, it is the Winston Eagle boat holding on to first place, the Miss Budweiser in second, and you see the third place boat just going into the turn now from the aerial shot. That is the Pepsi American Spirit boat Mark Evans is driving.
Looking around this course, look at that log boom jammed with thousands and thousands of spectators. Over 300,000 people here around this 2-mile oval, Lake Washington, Seattle today.
And the lake is being churned up royally by this boat, the Winston Eagle. He had a bit of a challenge early on from the Miss Budweiser. Miss Budweiser is still not out of it as they come down to complete lap number 3. Scott Pierce may be just looking for the opening. At the same time, he's got several more races to go today. You can see there.
That's how you end it, baby. Let's go. 440.